2006, you saved a document, did the first couple of pages. Last lesson you did the second page. Now we're on page 3, and it's a spreadsheet. It's called Easy Compounding. So it tells you a person's name, what their original amount they invested, what their rate is, how many times it's compounded a year, how many years it's in there, and you're going to be calculating the amount and the interest earned. Now, they're trying to teach you about spreadsheets. So in the instructions, they'll give you formulas that might be in the spreadsheet. But that's just to help you learn about spreadsheets a little bit. When you're filling these in, there is not a formula built into these, so you're calculating it by hand. Okay, so let's look at the first blank spot for H. Hallett. This person invested $4,000 at 6.5% interest. It's compounded 4 times a year, so quarterly, and this is the number of years. So in our formula, because you're going to be using this formula, since these are compounded, in our formula, this is our A, is what we end up with over here. That column is A. Our P is the principal. This is our principal from this column. Here is our rate. Again, you'll need to change that percent to a decimal. This is the N, and this is the T for your formula as you plug those things in. So let's do that first one. Let's fill in the information they gave us. Okay, so the principal amount for this H. Hallett, it said was $4,000. The rate was 6.5%, so move the decimal over 2 places and you get 0.065. The periods per year, or the number of times it's compounded in a year, it said was 4, and the number of years, the amount of time was T. So up here, our number again is 4 times the amount of time is 0.5. And all we have to do is calculate that, and we'll have our number for the amount. Now you just have to make sure you do everything in the right order. So remember, we have to start with the parentheses in here. So first you do the 0.065 divided by 4. Then add 1. I'm going to put it down here at the bottom where I have a little more room. Okay, so now you should be at 4,000 times 1.01625 to the 4 times 0.5 is 2 up here. So this is where we should be at now. We divided this part, then added 1, and we also calculated what our exponent would be up here. Okay? So far, so good. Any questions on this? Okay, so then we keep going. We need to do the exponent. So in your calculator, take 1.01625 to the second power. Again, the button is going to look something like this on your calculator on the computer. Or if you have a handheld calculator, sometimes the button will look like that, a little caret sign. Anyways, we take it to the second power. Leave that number in your calculator. Okay, it makes it a lot easier and it's closer to the exact answer. So you have 4,000 times, it's about 1.03276. It goes on from there. Again, just leave that in your calculator and then multiply by 4,000. I get $4,131.06. It says 0.05625, but I rounded. So that number would go right here, $4,131.06. And on the spreadsheet, you should be able to use this one down here, but I forgot to change that value. This here should be 131.06. Because I changed some of the numbers so we could calculate it instead of just giving you the answers to the problems, so sorry about that. One easier way to do this would be to go, okay, well, if I have $4,000 and I earn $131 in interest, what was the amount in my account. So that would be a much easier way to do it. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. So the next empty space is here. They give us the amount, the principal, the rate. They give us the n, the number of times it's compounded. They give us the time in years. They also give us the amounts in the account, and we are just asked about the interest. Okay, so, well, the easiest way to do this one is to take this amount here, the principal you started with, subtract it from what you have now, and that will tell you how much interest you earned, rather than going through and calculating the whole amount since they give it to you. And again, this is probably not an accurate amount because I forgot to change that number. But this is the easiest way to solve this one. Take the amount that's in the account now, subtract it from the amount you started with, and whatever the change is there, that's how much interest you earned. Okay, so how much interest did that person earn? J. Dialman. Okay, so again, rather than going through the entire thing, they already calculated the new amount for you. Just take the amount that you have now minus the original amount. And I get that he made $286.15.